Good afternoon, all of you. My name is Divya. Here to present the Python live assignment. This assignment is given to by Triple IT Bangalore and Upgrades. Let's begin the presentation with our problem statement. The problem statement is like there is a given list of integers. We have to find the two elements whose sum is closest to 0. The list can be contain both positive and negative integers. Our output should match like the function should return the two element whose sum is closest to 0, and and if there is a multiples pair with the same distance to 0, it should return any of the one of them. If the list is empty, the function should return none. For example, given the list -4 7 6 2 -5, and the function should return the pair of -5 and 6. The sum of these two element is very close to 0. We I have include uh, two methodology. First one is brute force approach, and second one is um, op- optimized approach, which show that one of them good force approach and another is optimized approach for an approach is inverse iterating through all the approaches involves iterating through all the possible pair of element and combine their sum. The method has time complexity order of n square, and it's inefficient of large list. Therefore, the large list alternative approach such as sorting the list using the Hurst table can be employed to achieve the lower time complexity. In further slides, we have detail explained co- for code references. Moving forward, the second approach to here is the brute force approach. We have written down the uh, we further back code we have written down the code, and we are further backing down it for your references. Let's break it down the code. Our first line of code is defined that the function which can take an array as a input, and the other next two line, this is initialize the two variables means difference to in infinity, and the pair to none means different will keep track of the minimum difference between and to our type of pair of element in the pair. In the array, the pair will store the pair of element whose sum is very close to 0 in this for loop. We have taken two for loop and if test statement. The line is implemented the brute force approach. The outer loop iterate through each element in the array, and the inner loop it is through all the element after the current element. And this ensures that each pair of the element is considered only once. The sum of the current pair is calculated, and its absolute value is taken to number that distance from 0 is always positive. If the distance is smaller than the current minimum difference, the minimum difference is updated and the current pair is stored in the pair. Let's break down the code that is our third slides is here. We have written code. The final the statement is return pair statement. This line of code is returning the closest pair in the functions. Moving forward to the optimized approach, that is our second approach. This involves sorting the array first and then finding the pair of iterating. through the store array from both ends, moving inwards towards from each other. The method has time complexity of order of n log n, where n is length of the list. Here is the optimized approach code for your reference. We are breaking down the code to more understanding the call for everyone. The first code is defining and find pair close to 0 1 functions which take an array for a input, and after that the input array is sorted by through the sort functions, and after the next line the code which initialize our two variables called right left right to 0, and moving forward the others line of code. We have also taken minimum sum pair, and this line of code of two variables minimum summed pair is initialized. The minimum sum is initialized to infinity to ensure that any valid sum of two array element will be smaller than the pair of initialized to none, because we don't know which pair of the number we will be considered closest to 0. We have also a while statement which the while loop which contain as long as the index left and less than the index right, the next current sums uh, equal to are a 3 left plus right 3. Write this line of code. Calculate the sum of pair of element where array left and the area 3 of right are the current element that indices the left and right respectively. If you have any statement also inside the function that if sets statement, check if the absolute value of a current sum is lesser than current minimum sum. If yes, then minimum sum is updated to the absolute value of the 0 current zones, and the pair is set to the current pair of element. We also have another if statement inside the loop, like which was I have mentioned in the slide also. The above of in the above if else statement update the in, in indices of the left and right depending on the sign of the current sums. If the sums is negative, then the left is incremented to the move to the next element is sorted array, otherwise the right is decreased, moving the previous element in the sorted. In the last line of code I have written the pair in order to conclude the optimized method.